campers, good evening, actually, at the moment. Welcome to Bismarck, North Dakota. Yeah, a little bit of an odd one. We are in Bismarck. Bismarck is where we are. Why are we in North Dakota? You might be wondering. Well, we picked up a load in northern Illinois, and I didn't feel like going through Wyoming during 60-mile-an-hour winds. And the next the shortest route's pretty much always through North Dakota. But it's like, well, you've got like 3 options from northern Illinois to Washington. You can do the short route, which is North Dakota, or if it's snowing in North Dakota, you can cut down to I-90, but it's, probably snowing on I-90 as well. And you can also get to I-80 pretty easily from there, thanks to US 20 going west out of the area we picked up. And we picked up right near the, I don't remember the name of the town, sorry. We're right near the Interstate 90, Interstate 39 interchange in northern Illinois. So we could have gone west and ended up on 80 if we really wanted, but the short route is North Dakota, and the weather kind of suggested this route. I normally don't go through North Dakota if I can avoid it, just because there's not a lot of services up here. So if you break down, it's expensive. It is super expensive, especially if you have like a tire blowout or something. But it's like, well, I don't think if we'd gone through Wyoming, I don't think we'd have been able to get through. So that kind of made North Dakota look a little more appealing. Though we could have gone through South Dakota, which would have been a little bit better as far as that goes. But the route through North Dakota is a little more freeways, because we're on 94 basically the entire time. If we go through South Dakota, then we have to cut across the reservation or else it winds up costing multiple hours. And the road across the reservation is questionable in weather, and it didn't look like we were super good shape for weather on that route either. But this route, we're fine. This route, we're golden. I don't know what river this is. Is this the Missouri River? There's maybe. I don't know, actually, now that I think about it. That could be the Missouri River. I don't know exactly how the Missouri River gets to Great Falls from Chamberlain, South Dakota. So this could absolutely be the Missouri River, now that I think about it. That could very well be the Missouri right there. Because we're on the right side of the Continental Divide for this river. Yeah, I think it might be, actually. Now that I think about it, that's probably the Missouri. Cool. That's it, because it kind of lines up too, because it's further west than Chamberlain, but also further north. Yeah, that's probably the Missouri. Geography brain. Oh my gosh, we're actually seeing traffic in North Dakota. What the heck? This is so strange. I love that rush hour in Bismarck, North Dakota is the equivalent of like normal traffic in any other city in the world. It's so chill. There's nothing going on. This is seriously, this is rush hour. It's 5:30 p.m. right now. This is rush hour traffic in Bismarck, North Dakota. This is the freeway that goes through the middle of town. We're not even on a loop highway. This is the densest traffic that you get in this city. Bismarck rush hour. I think that's probably our title for the episode. Today is November 17th. I think I didn't mention that. I did mention it in the previous attempt to record this video, and then somebody sent me a text message and it stopped the recording. Because of course it does. Because that's a great design for phones. Oh, we're not in Bismarck anymore. We're in Mandan, North Dakota, which is where my fuel stop is. My fuel stop is somewhere in this town, the Flying J, west of the city. We are going to. We're going to get some nice cheap diesel, because North Dakota has very cheap fuel, which is another good reason to come this way. If you're willing to roll the dice on a massive bill if you have a tire blowout, because again, super singles, we can't limit to a tire shop. We've got to get a call out. If we blow a tire. If you're willing to roll those dice, you can get some pretty cheap fuel up here, in addition to saving some time by taking the shorter route. The Rolling Hills Restaurant at the Flying J. And a Subway. Excellent. And a hot stuffed pizza. I think we'll be having Subway for dinner. Exit 147. Where are we at right now? 154. Cool, that's not far. That's only like 6 miles ahead. Fantastic. Let's just turn off Mr. Thomas. Oop, that was the wrong button. Let's make you nice and quiet so you don't get angry at me when I leave your route. There we go. Perfect. I love how chill the traffic is here. Ah, that was very bumpy. I've only been passed by like maybe a dozen trucks all day. It has been so chill. I don't know why there's not more traffic, because I feel like all of the traffic from Chicago going to the Pacific Northwest should have been going this way if they'd been paying attention to the weather. Because it's 60-mile-an-hour winds tonight in Wyoming, and I don't want to drive in that. I'm not heavy enough for that. I've only got like 25,000 pounds in the box total, which is not enough for me to consider myself heavily loaded. We're maybe 60,000 gross. It is not at all heavy enough. Gosh, the local cops must just hate the winter, because it is impossible to read anybody's license plate with all that grime on them. Literally nothing has happened all day. I have been driving across North Dakota all day, and nothing has happened. We started the day less than an hour from North Dakota, and I've just been driving ever since. It's so dumb. It's cool. I stopped and got some groceries at a lovely little truck stop west of Fargo. That was cool. I like that truck stop. That's a neat little one. It's got kind of a grocery store. It's like trying to be a grocery store. It's closer to convenience store than grocery store, but it's got more stuff than just a convenience store. It's not like on the same scale as the Sinclair in Alamo. That is literally just a grocery store that's also in a truck stop. But it's like, you know, they've got squeezy cheese at this place, which is cool. And very conveniently sized little mustard barrels of some local yellow mustard brand, which taste exactly like French's mustard. So, you know, maybe somebody was not being very careful with the formula at French's, I think. But it's like the retro 90s packaging. It's like how French's mustard used to be packaged, where it was in these little barrels, and you just like turn the top, and the top like lifts up a little bit, and there's like a yellow piece of plastic that plugs the hole when the top is screwed down, and then when you unscrew it, it's like mustard can go through, and it's very nice, clean cap design, and I like it because it's clever. It's also exactly the right size to fit in one of my cup holders that nothing else fits in, which is on my cooler. It has can-sized cup holders that are they're just the right size that if you actually stick a can in them, it forms like a vacuum seal, and you can't get the can out because they're just a hair too small, which is, you know, maybe not the best design choice, but it's perfect for this barrel of mustard. And barrel of mustard is just a wonderful turn of phrase. But I saw that barrel of mustard sitting on the shelf, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not out of mustard yet, but I'm going to buy this barrel of mustard because I can. And we're just going to keep refilling this barrel of mustard from the traditional, the fancy pants new French's mustard bottles that everyone uses, that just are awful when you open them at different altitudes because they just squirt everywhere. It's just like, let's make hot dogs in Wyoming. Oh, we're at the top of Sherman Hill. Let's open the mustard. No! Mustard's gone everywhere! I've got like, not now, Apophis. That was entirely fair, but not now. I've got like 5 different kinds of mustard on the truck right now. Because I've got this new stuff. Ooh, triples. I've got this new stuff. I've got, is this my Flying J? Maybe. Yeah, I think this is my Flying J. 147? Yeah, it's 147. Okay, cool. This is my exit. We've got the new stuff, the barrel of mustard, and then we've got a bottle of French's because I'm just weak like that. We've got a bottle of French's. We've got we've got a stockpile of McDonald's hot mustard because that stuff's very good. And I get extra packets of that whenever I can and keep them on the truck because for some reason that's not available nationwide. And then when you go into a McDonald's that doesn't have it, they look at you like you're crazy. It's like, no, seriously, McDonald's has hot mustard at most of the stores, and you don't. I know you've never had it, and you're looking at me like I'm insane, but I'm not. And I promise you, hot mustard is a thing that you can put in nuggets. Not, you don't put hot mustard on nuggets. You put the nuggets in the hot mustard. That is my Flying J. Yay! And then I've also got I've got a bottle of just like normal spicy brown mustard for hot dogs and stuff. And then I've got a really good bottle of spicy mustard from the Wyoming Sauce Company, which is the same people that make the really delicious buffalo sauce that I like a lot. Bold Faithful. They sell it at the Hat 6 in Casper. The Hat 6 truck stops. Delicious stuff. I'm sure it's probably available online as well. Wyoming Sauce Company. Really good spicy mustard, really good buffalo sauce. So I've got extra bottles of all of my favorite sauces so I can give them to my dad. Because we are going back home for Thanksgiving. I haven't been home to Virginia since February when I moved out. And I am going home for Thanksgiving. And we're going to do my best to visit both my parents and have Thanksgiving dinner with my dad. Which my dad conveniently has a truck stop like 2 miles from his house. So we will have a place to park. We might still have a load just because no one loads or unloads on Thanksgiving. So we might just be there like a day early. Hello, kindly expedite your bridge crossing because I don't want to turn in front of you. Oh, you're slow. Come on. Please just go. Thank you. Good grief. He was on the middle of the bridge when I got to the top of the ramp, so I'm like, well, I don't want to turn in front of him. And he just took all that time to get across the bridge. He was going like 10 miles an hour. It's fine. It's fine. So we've got tons of mustard on the truck, and I need fuel. This is Mandan, North Dakota. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. It's a lovely little Flying J that always has extremely cheap fuel. Yeah, $2.94 for fuel here at the moment. Under $3. That's exciting. Lots of parking here as well, but we're not stopping right now. We still have 5.5 hours on my clock, so we're going to try and get into Montana. Well into Montana. We might even make Billings. I wonder if I could make Billings. They've moved the fuel island since I was here last, I think. Okay, you're just going to stop there? That's fine. I was going nice and slow because I did not know what they were doing, but they did not... No, this is the same fuel island. They just redid the thing over top of it, I think. It does look shiny and new, but it is, I think, the same fuel island. Yeah, because I remember how awkward it is when you pulled forward and there was, like, not enough space between the trucks and the building to turn out. Yeah, I remember this place now. It's been a couple of years since I've been here. Diesel, and DEF. That's what we want. Perfect. All right. Lights off. Engine off. Steering wheel unlocked and stowed. Duty status change. On duty fueling. Please. Thank you. There we go. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Ellie O'Dare. You can find me on the internet at Eliodare on Twitter and places like Instagram and Xbox Live and Steam and Nintendo Switch and wonderful places like that, or you can come say hello and see what games I'm playing or whatnot. Spoilers, it's probably Truck Simulator or Farm Simulator because I am extremely predictable. Or Goose Simulator, an untitled goose game. I do love that game. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and come say hello on the internet, especially if you're on if you're on the Twitters. That's a good place to get a hold of me, or you can just leave comments below the videos. I do read them all. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye. I need to use my phone to start the pump.